You hit a goal you've been working toward for years. It could be a promotion, a number in your bank account, or a business you actually built. And in that exact moment, when you should have felt it, your first thought was, is this it? That thought showed up for a reason. It wasn't ingratitude. It wasn't depression. It wasn't burnout. I'm Cody DeLong, and this is King of Me. That feeling has a name. And once you know what it is, you'll stop running from it and start using it. The emptiness is real, and it doesn't care how successful you are. In fact, the more you've built, the louder it gets. Because here's what actually happened. You inherited a script. Work hard, provide, don't complain, be useful, and you followed it faithfully. But nobody told you that living someone else's script, even if you execute it perfectly, produces someone else's life. You've been building for everyone else, and the center, you, got left out. Most men respond in one of two ways: either distraction, the car, the hobby, the obsession, sometimes the affair, or resignation, deciding that, oh, well, I guess this is just what getting older feels like. In other words, drifting. But there is another option, a third option. The logo of this channel is a crown resting on a compass, and that's not by accident. It's the whole philosophy in one image. The crown is what I call King of Me. It's the identity work, who you are when you strip away the roles, your values, your purpose, your discipline, and the code that you choose to live by. It's the internal architecture of a man who leads his own life. Not because someone handed it to him, but because he built it by choice, deliberately. But identity without direction is still a man who bleeds himself dry. The compass is what I call the orbit model. Once you know who you are, the orbit model is how you manage your world. Who gets your energy? Who earns a place close to you? How you stop giving yourself away to people and obligations that don't serve you. Most men are living like planets, their whole day organized around someone else's gravity. The orbit model flips that. You stop orbiting and you become the source. A man who understands his compass but hasn't done the crown work has a map but no engine. You need both. That's the sequence. And it's the one most men never get to because they're too busy reacting to everyone else's agenda to stop and build one of their own. So where do you start? First, stop trying to fix the feeling and turn toward it. Fear is dissolved by curiosity. And ask the question that most men spend their whole lives avoiding. What would I build if I were building it for myself? Get deliberate about who gets your energy. A man who has done this work doesn't chase anyone. He builds something worth joining. Then he decides who gets to come along. That's what taking your power back actually looks like. Not louder, not angrier, clearer. That feeling you've been carrying, it's your life asking to be claimed. If this landed for you, I put together a free tool called the Isolation Audit. It's a short assessment that maps exactly where you've been bleeding your energy and where to start pulling it back. Link in the description. It takes about 10 minutes. It'll show you more about where you actually are than most men figure out in years. This channel is where I break down the whole system. The crown, King of Me, which is your identity, purpose, discipline, and mindset. And the compass, who gets your energy and how you lead without apology. If this is the work you've been waiting to do, subscribe. There's a lot more coming. Stop drifting, start leading.